Amir, WSAZ news anchor, our guest DJ on this Friday. We've learned so much. Gosh, we learned that his wife was his high school sweetheart. We've learned that as a baby he started working at WSAZ, and all of these years later he is
big baby.
He is still there. Still love what you do, right?
Oh yeah, it's in fact getting out of the business. I told some kids at Marshall yesterday. In fact, your nephew Ryan's class. I said the fact that I got away from the business. It's like when you lose a love and you get the second chance. I got away from out of the TV business and out of reporting and having something crazy and different every day, which is the lifeblood of news. I got away from that and had an office job, and I was not happy, and it made me appreciate what I have now a lot more. And I'm grateful for that experience, to get that chance to do that. Made me appreciate that all the more, and all the little things that may come up, the little things that may bother some people a lot about a job, it just doesn't bother me anymore. It kind of just rolls off my back, because I've seen what the real world is, and working in a newsroom, it's not the real world. It's a different atmosphere.
Being a father of two as you are, two girls.
Yes,
right?
Yes, sir.
And growing up with a shift that has you working evenings, I have always wondered, because I've never had that late night shift, but for somebody who was there late afternoon and throughout the evening, obviously getting home after midnight, if there was a bump in the road, is that the bump that maybe you miss a school play or something of this nature? I
would think so. Luckily, I work for a great place that allows some wiggle room there, as long as there's not some kind of breaking news situation. I've pretty much been able to go to the school plays. The proximity of where I work to where the schools in Huntington are, and where my house is. I live literally within walking distance of home, and I work within walking distance of home, and so I can ride my bike there. I can be home in just a couple minutes. I can hop in a car and be home right away. So almost every night I get home for dinner, and that was one of the reasons why we chose to live where we live, and why Huntington is such a great place, because there's sustainable housing that close to downtown. And so very, very lucky. I don't think in another city I could have pulled this off. When I lived in Pittsburgh, I drove 40 minutes to work and thought nothing of it. Just got in traffic every day. My wife and I would hop in the car, drive downtown, and it took a long time to get there.
What was your first job, by the way? I mean, for instance, I'm in this business, in the business of radio, and I started in this business when I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
I was 15 years old, and I'm still doing that. It's the only job I have ever known.
Isn't that amazing?
But what did you do as your first job?
Well, I mean, not counting paperboy and grass cutter, which is what I made early money on as a young teen. The first real job where I had to pay taxes on it was did I just get myself in trouble for that? I think I may have. The first real job that I didn't have to pay taxes, that I had to pay taxes on, it was KB Toys. I was a stock boy, and that started kind of a retail stock thing until I got fired by Farmore.
What?
Yeah,
You've been fired?
I was fired in this job by Farmore. Far more for far less, as they called themselves. Yeah. One of the managers didn't really like me. She came in from Youngstown, as we call it in Pittsburgh up there, where we grew up there. She come in from Youngstown. She didn't like the way I acted. I was a kid, and I thought I knew everything in that. And so I was placing a trash can that she had ordered me to empty back down. And when I placed it back down, she was training the cashiers up front, and she said, "Empty that." And I went and emptied the trash can, and she treated me like dirt, like the trash that it was. And I started to put the can down, and I held onto the can and waited for a thank you. And she finally said, "What are you doing?" And I pulled my hand away, and I said, "You're welcome." And I just walked away. And that was it. That was my last day. She came to me right there, out with the trash.